state of alert short of war. Protecting America's borders through increased surveillance and tighter security will be the centerpiece of landmark immigration reform. A bipartisan group of senators reached that agreement on Wednesday as thousands of illegal immigrants rallied nationwide. Gary Lane has more.
Illegal immigration is personal for Arizona rancher Jim Chilton.
I live in no man's land. I have to protect myself.
Chilton regularly patrols his property along 5 miles of the U.S.-Mexico border.
The border is not secure.
So as Chilton and some of his ranch hands go about their daily business rounding up cattle, robotic motion sensor cameras monitor his property. He and his neighbors have videotaped hundreds of illegals crossing the border onto their land. Supporters of immigration reform say that's why it's so important that legislation include tighter border security and surveillance. A proposed agreement finalized by senators Wednesday would call for surveillance of the entire 2,000-mile U.S.-Mexico border and the apprehension of 90% of those crossing in designated high-risk areas. Those already in the U.S. illegally would be given green cards within 10 years, but only after the implementation of the Southern Border Security Plan. Employers would also be required to adopt mandatory electronic verification of their workers' legal status, and a new electronic exit system will be put in place at airports and seaports. Tens of thousands of immigration reform advocates, some of them in the U.S. illegally, attended rallies throughout the U.S. Wednesday. Many took their cause to the nation's capital, voicing support for President Obama's deferred deportation program and fast-track citizenship. Meanwhile, 2,000 miles away in Arizona, ranchers like Jim Chilton suggest their priority is protecting the homeland, their homes, lives, and property. Gary Lane, CBN News.